Hi, I'm Karen, also known as the Preacherlady. I hope you had a wonderful and blessed Christmas. Today's devotion is Make All Things New. It's the new year. People are making resolutions. Some people are glad that the old year is gone, and some may wish that it wasn't. We lost some great icons this past year, geek and otherwise. We lost Jerry Van Dyke from Coach, David Ogden Stiers from MASH, Stephen Hawking, Tim O'Connor from Buck Rogers, Margot Kidder, Charlotte Ray from Facts of Life, Aretha Franklin, Robin Leach, Burt Reynolds, Anthony Bourdain, of course, Stan Lee, both George and Barbara Bush, and at the very end of the year, Penny Marshall. And there are very many more that meant something to you growing up. Sometimes it makes me feel old to see all my childhood and even some of my adult heroes pass away. So we look into the new year and hope it will be better than the last. Every year we will lose people who meant something to us. Every year we will have some good times and some bad. This new year is what we make of it. We can face it with dread or we can face it with hope. Our attitude makes a difference. When I'm down, I often turn to the Psalms. The psalmist really knew how to look toward God in good times and in bad. For example, listen to the first few lines of Psalm 96. Oh, sing to the Lord a new song. Sing to the Lord all the earth. Sing to the Lord, bless his name. Tell of his salvation from day to day. Declare his glory among the nations, his marvelous works among all peoples. For great is the Lord and greatly to be praised. He is to be revered above all gods. We are called to tell of God's glory on a daily basis. Now, this psalm makes me think of one of my favorite songs from the musical, The King and I. And I know it's not a perfect analogy. But whenever I feel afraid, I hold my head erect and whistle a happy tune so no one will suspect I'm afraid. While shivering in my shoes, I strike a careless pose and whistle a happy tune, and no one ever knows I'm afraid. The results of this deception is very strange to tell, for when I fool the people I fear, I fool myself as well. I whistle a happy tune, and every single time, the happiness in the tune convinces me that I'm not afraid. Now, the psalmist is not telling us to fool ourselves into being happy. The psalmist wants to remind us and remind ourselves and to remind others every day about God's faithfulness and how much God cares about us. It's all in our attitude. If we face the new year with the thought that God goes with us, it makes a difference in how the year will go. Yes, there will be hard times. Sometimes we will fail. Sometimes we will get hurt. But that doesn't mean that God won't be there to bless us this year too. And we have scriptures to remind us of God's faithfulness throughout the ages. We also need to remind each other that not only is God there for them, but we are there for them too. We are in this together. We don't walk through this world alone. One last bit of hope for the start of your new year. The scriptures also allow us to peek at the end. Spoiler alert, God wins in the end. So I will leave you with the words of Revelation 21:5. And the one who was seated on the throne said, "See, I am making all things new." Also, he said, "Write this, for these words are trustworthy and true." Happy New Year. If you enjoyed this devotion, you can join us on Facebook at Geeks of Faith or subscribe to this YouTube channel. Happy New Year.